Thank you enough on behalf of the Times of India group. Thank you so much. You have actually inspired so many women today. So many, I think they're countless. We all wish to be in your shoes someday. I hope so. God willing, that happens.
Quite a lot of them, so you're most welcome.
I knew that, of course it is. And I just would like you to share some experience with us, because we all been dying. I think all these people are not even here for this pageant. They're here for Lara Dutta, which is
Lara Dutta wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this pageant. So
wow! Ye record kar diya jaye, lock kar diya jaye. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Means a lot. I want everyone to know that this year, Lara, some gossip, okay? Inside news actually, not gossip. She even went and met the Miss Universe organization herself to understand what is happening with our country, and we would like you to share some dope inside news on that. Over to you, Lara. Is it okay if you can all capture her on this side? Is that good? Is there a light here? Thank you, Lara.
Thank you.
All yours.
Nice. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Our bloggers, our photographers, our media people, some of our past winners that are here. So Natasha told you that I've been gracious enough to associate with them, but it's quite a different story because they won't really actually give me much of a choice. So this is my 4th year of association with Yamaha Fascino Miss Diva. And I think for me, the primary reason that I continue to be associated and really strive and work very hard with the organization to look for girls throughout the country is because of the immense pride and joy. I have to say, it's being a little selfish, but it gives me an incredible sense of achievement to be able to spend these 3 or 4 weeks with these girls that come in from all across the country. 90% of them extremely raw, not exposed to any kind of glamour industry ever before, but to be able to share with them or impart to them something that I feel is a life lesson that will go far beyond just winning a pageant on a stage, whether it is domestic or international. So it is about empowering women, giving them the opportunity and the freedom, and applauding them for having an independent thought, for being able to express it. So not just about being, you know, a pretty looking face with a great body, because everybody who comes to us is primarily between the ages of 17 to 23, and all the girls who enter are obviously very young, they're all very pretty, they all have great bodies, they're all thin, you know, so the hard business of finding a beautiful representative isn't about what they look like. It's about what they become once you're done with presenting them to the world as a Times product, as a diva. So, you know, people always ask, why Miss Diva? You know, diva is associated with a little bit of a negative connotation. Normally a diva is somebody who throws her weight around, you know, keeps the media waiting for hours on end, shows up and, you know, says no comments. But I think today's new age diva has completely and totally been redefined. So today a new age diva is a woman who walks into the room and owns that room the minute that she steps in there. That's the woman that you can't take your eyes off. You want to know what she has to say. You want to know who she is. And that's a diva. And that's the girl that we're looking for today. That's the kind of woman that we want to represent. We want representing India on an international stage. So I have a pretty hard job cut out for me as mentor to these girls. But like I said, it's extremely fulfilling. I have some winners, you'll meet them in a short while. They have their own journeys to share, so you'll hear it from them firsthand as to how this pageant has changed their minds. But I just want to share, Natasha said that earlier this year I actually flew to New York and met with the president of the Miss Universe organization, and I asked her the same question that every single Indian has been asking me for the last 17 years. What happened? Why aren't we winning any contests anymore? You know, so at one point of time, India was the superpower when it came to beauty pageants. We had innumerable Miss Worlds, one after the other, We had 2 Miss Universes in a span of 7 years. And then suddenly everything sort of just came to a grinding halt. You know, it just seemed we couldn't place, we couldn't get into the top 10, our girls weren't figuring anywhere. And then it just became, you know, like a mundane year after year after year where everybody stopped even paying attention to who was Miss India. Nobody knew because she was going international, she wasn't placing anywhere, she was coming back, and then the next year before you knew it, there was another Miss India and another Miss India, and it was the same fate. You know, so what was going wrong? What was it that we were doing differently that seemed to work earlier and didn't work now? And in quite a nutshell, nothing really. So it's just an international pageant is subject to so many different factors. As Natasha explained to you, there are countries who have waited 63 and 42 years to get a winner and a crown back to their countries again. And I'd just like to say the achievement that India has made where pageants are concerned internationally, I think after Venezuela and Philippines now, we're standing as one of the top 3 countries in the terms the way women have performed internationally. And that is a huge achievement.
Yeah, let's give it up for that.
That is a huge achievement.
Yeah.
So today, what is the reason that we've actually had this press conference? Why are we having the bloggers here? Why do we have the media here? It's not about to blow the trumpet again and say, oh, this is another, you know, media side of a launch for a Miss Diva. It's to really send the message out there that we can't do this without y'all. We can't find the girls across the country without your help. And we need you to help us in our endeavors to take this out to as many people across the country, to help people understand what is the process of getting a winner out there on the international stage. And until and unless we have young women come forward and participate, we're not going to be able to do that. Because one of the biggest challenges that we face year on year is the talent pool is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Today girls don't see it as, oh, you know, I mean, it's been 17 years, no one's ever won, I don't think it's ever going to happen again, so if I go through this and I don't win, you know, all that hard work in vain. But the fact of the matter is you have to understand that it goes so much more beyond just winning at an international pageant. So the kind of experience that you're getting, the kind of world that this opens up to you, you will not get this anywhere else. Trust me, I've been in this business for 22 years, 17 as a Miss Universe. You will not get this kind of experience in any field, no matter where you venture out. The kind of training, the kind of confidence that is instilled in you to then go out and conquer whatever field that you might want to go into. So why did we start off and make Miss Diva a separate property? There was always Femina Miss India. I was a Femina Miss India. Priyanka was my runner-up. Dia was the second runner-up. So there was one contest. But why change it? Why move and create Miss Yamaha Fascino, Miss Diva, Miss Universe India? Because the requirements of each individual pageant internationally are completely different. What does a Miss Universe do in her year? Natasha told you that I gave them a bit of a hard time and bent some rules and refused to do certain things that Times wanted me to do. Trust me, they weren't the only ones. I think I was one of the most rebellious Miss Universes that the Miss Universe organization ever had. I refused to sit in cars and wave at parades. That's not the reason that I busted my chops to really land where I was. The reason that I had to spend a year away from my family with nobody around me in Mr. Donald Trump's fancy Trump building that I hardly ever saw because I was on the road 330 days of the year. So I didn't want, that was not my choice. I hadn't gone through all of that to sit and wave at parades as a beauty queen in a sash and a crown. And I refused to do it. So what did they get me to do? They sent me out to the Harvard's AIDS Institute in Boston to address the scientists that had actually found the AIDS virus and tell them what I thought about the HIV/AIDS crisis in sub-Saharan Africa. What else did I do? They sent me to Senegal to address the UN Global Youth Conference on what the AIDS crisis was in India at that point of time. So you really came out where they throw you off the deep end and you either sink or swim. So to give you in a nutshell, the new Miss Universe, Miss France, recently attended an event with a senator from the United States where she actually got him to commit to his vote to a bill that is being passed in legislature in the US regarding HIV/AIDS. So these are the kind of things, that is the kind of advocacy we're talking about. It's not about just wearing a crown and shooting various campaigns and endorsing various products. The girls really need to be very, very strong vocally. And that's the kind of girl that we're looking for, and therefore Diva was created to just move the kind of spotlight on what was required from being a beauty queen that normally was associated with being very soft, very gentle, working on children's issues, things that were I would say, I'm not saying they're flat, but I'm saying what I'm saying is that they were a little bit more softer in approach. And Miss Universe is not soft. She's very ballsy, she's very vocal. And those are the kind of girls that we're trying to create and find in this country. So yeah, if you want to call in Asha and Aradhana, I'm sure that they will have, you want me to say, yes, okay, sorry, before she's like, I need the gossip. So the Miss Universe organization, when asked what they were looking for, what could we send them, that's exactly what she said to me. She said, send me a girl who nobody can stop listening to. Or send me a girl that when she comes in, I can't take my eyes off. So I'll tell you this, folks. When I was Miss Universe, people were very ready when they knew that, the new Miss Universe was going to come in through the door. Everybody was ready to see a beautiful woman walk through the door, right? But not necessarily an intelligent one. So the minute you opened your mouth and actually had something to say, it completely threw them off. But what a surprise package was that? It was amazing because you get them where you're an unexpected package that is refreshing. And that is what the Miss Universe organization wants today. They want somebody who owns herself, who owns the world, who knows that that is hers and she belongs in it. So we're going to try our hardest best this year, 2017. You're going to see the girls that have made it to the finalists for this year. Again, a lot of them are girls who are very, very raw, so we have a long way to go with them. But we would really love to have your support in getting people to understand what it is that we're doing here with this pageant, what it's all about, and what it entails and what it means, so that we can actually get also just a better lot of girls entering every year. So now you can invite Aradhana.
Lara, can you go again? To Miss Universe. Don't you think she should just
go
again, get us a crown back?
I think they have an age limit, and
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I think I've done my what do they call duty parade. I've done it in Manila.
You're just amazing, Lara, and I guess it's the aura that you create. Thank you so much once again. And before I of course call upon our lovely two ladies who will join us on the panel for discussing the Miss Diva journey, Yamaha Fascino Miss Diva journey. I would like to say that this year we have achieved one more milestone, Lara. The Miss Diva pageant is successfully extending the brand and its salience into an exciting career. So Miss Diva fragrances are now available in EDPs and body mists. For this, I don't know why. But it's available for all of you before you leave. And let me tell you that borrowing its attributes from the pageant, Miss Diva fragrances are available in 3 variants. The Showstopper, Fashionista and the Cover Girl. It's developed in partnership with All Good Scents, one of the leading perfumeries of India, and it's designed from the juices in France. I don't know if that had to all try it out and use it and let us know a feedback. Thank you so much. Let me call upon our next. There are so many beauty pageants that she's participated in, Lara. I'm winning pageants like Miss Teen India, Miss Universe, Miss Tourism Queen of the Year, Miss Universe India, Yamaha Fascino, Miss Diva, blah, 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 and the list goes on. Million followers on Instagram and over 10 million Facebook followers. I will put my picture up there very soon with her. Let's call upon Urvashi Rautela.
your turn.
Well, my best friend who lives in US is going to be super jealous because I'm with Lara. You remember the guy? He's a best friend. He's the biggest fan of Lara. How are you, Auntie?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
So,
Feeling better now. Urvashi, you can take a seat right there. Yes, thank you. Please, Urvashi, share some thoughts about your journey with Miss Diva and how it has kind of impacted your journey till now. We would really like to know. I mean, everybody knows really,
yes.
but it's just nice to kind of hear it from the horse's mouth. So let's just hear it from you.
First of all, my journey has been really unique. It's been really very different because I entered Bollywood, then I came back here again. All I would say that superheroes wear capes, but some superheroes wear crown and heels. And the moment Lara made you wear the crown, I became a superhero. The very same day when I became Miss Diva, Miss Universe in 2015, I became a superhero. So I'm just so very thankful to Times of India, Times Group, and Lara especially for grooming all of us, not only me, but all the contestants. She has been a rock, and I'm just so very grateful to have a mentor like Lara. And you are a very special person in my life. You even know that. So yeah, I mean, what else? I mean,
You can talk about me also. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
I would like you to talk
everybody knows
about...
she plays extra.
I will just kidding. What I'm trying to say is, why don't you talk about what happened at Miss Universe, in the sense, what was your experience, and why don't you tell us how your thought process after winning the pageant and after you went back to Bollywood changed? We would like to know that.
When you're in a pageant, it's just like, you know, it's just like as if you're you're going on for Olympics or you're training for Olympics. You really get to learn a lot, but being in a pageant, you really get to learn. You're like, you know, you perform your best under pressure. That's what you learn. You learn goal setting. You learn how to be the best version of yourself. I think that's what pageants teach you. Yeah.
Okay, a controversial one.
Oh my God.
Who were you really rooting for? Philippines or Colombia in your year? If it wasn't you, who were you rooting for?
Personally rooting for?
You know what I mean.
I would say Colombia, Ariadna.
Yeah. And why?
Why? Because for me, a winner should always be a complete package. She should be the best. Like, she should be a complete package with great ramp-walk skills, with a great Q&A, and she should have a great personality, a great person from heart. That really matters to me the most.
Are you still in touch with her?
Yes, we FaceTime each other. Yeah.
Wow. So women can be friends.
Yes, of course.
Yeah? Is that true? We all agree? Yeah?
I still have one of the most rewarding friendships in my life till date is with Miss Namibia. So Miss Namibia, Mia, Miss Japan, Mayu and me, we were called the 3 Ps in a pod during my year. And today Mia and I both have a daughter each. We're still very good friends. We still go on holidays together. Mayu is an incredible lawyer in Japan, so I haven't seen Mayu in a few years. But these are friendships that lasted way over anybody winning a title or, you know, taking away a crown or anything like that. And they're amazing friendships that you make.
Wow, that really speaks
I
volumes.
completely agree with her. The friendships, we have a WhatsApp group with all the countries all together, and then a lot of the girls, they're married, they have 2, 3 babies. So I'm like, oh my God, they already have babies.
Already?
Yeah, exactly. That's quite hard to digest. I guess Miss Italy, she has like 2 babies already. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
really beautiful.
So, this whole thing that we revolve around, that 2 beautiful women cannot be friends, is like really untrue when it comes to this world, okay? Yes, there's a competition and all of that, but at the end of the day, it's all about being a great human being and cherish a lot of friendships. And guess what? They don't make regular friends. They make, friends who represent other countries, which is quite cool, I must say. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much, Lara. Let me call upon our next lovely lady. And I mean, she is part of the family now, I suppose. I mean, she's our in-house grooming expert. All the women come to her for advice. Please help us. We want to be, winning this just like you did it. She won us the Miss Supranational title, which was the first ever. She was the first Asian to win that title. And we are yeah, come on, let's give it up, yeah? The first Asian to win that title. And she was an NCC cadet. Actually, let me not even say regular, because regular girls don't go to law. They are tough women and they're there, and she never thought of wearing the heels and the aisle. And when we saw her the first day at the audition, we were stumped with her stumped catwalk, ramp walk.
See, but then this is where I'm shattering, including within the organization, this is where I'm shattering stereotypes. Please, a Miss Diva doesn't have to be born in heels and be a girly girl who only wants to, wear tiaras on her head and pink dresses. I spent most of my childhood up in trees, plucking whatever fruit I could get my hands off, with my knees busted and my elbows busted. And I was an NCC cadet who went crawling through trenches with those awful 303 rifles over our heads at 5 o'clock in the morning. Whoa! So I'm sorry, I disagree. That is what we're doing. We're rewriting the rules right here as Indian women.
I completely agree with you.
You can mention about me as well. I'm also a national basketball champion.
Okay, these are tough women sitting there. You can't compete with them, alright? I'm telling you, the guys here. Are you scared? Are you? He's like, nah, kuch bhi bol raha hai. Chalega. Kuch bhi bol raha hai. Okay, so this lady is not only an NCC cadet, but she's a trained classical dancer. She is extremely Miss Supranational 2014. I have nothing more to say for you. Please come on stage. Asha Bhatt. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Give up a big round of applause for her. Go ahead, Asha, please. Please meet your lovely... You'll have met backstage, alright. Okay. You're gonna pass the mic on. She looks there, she's yet like the stuffed chick, but we're really proud of you, Asha. Please go ahead and speak whatever you feel like, because once you start, you don't stop. So go ahead.
Really? Is that the case?
Yes.
Well, good afternoon everyone. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you all for coming here. Hi Lara, hi Urvashi, hi again. Thank you Natalie, that was a wonderful introduction.
I didn't really say everything, because you have a big long list of credibility and achievements here. So I'm sure people who are going to look up and see who Asha Bhatt is, or who already know who Asha Bhatt is, already know all of that. So please go ahead.
Well, my journey was a little different. It was from boots to heels, from uniform to beautiful cocktail dresses and designer gowns and hair and makeup. But the one thing that required, which was a common factor, was discipline, desire, dedication and determination, which I incorporated at NCC National Cadet Corps. I was the Cadet Ambassador of India for South Nations, and I did Guard of Honor for President Pratibha Patil in the year 2009. And I'm a C certificate holder and I'm a sniper specialist. And I'm an engineer as well. So never in my life I've imagined wearing the crown, probably walking the ramp, or I had no clue about what's a head ramp, mid ramp, or the start of the ramp. I had no clue how to wear my mascara or what are lashes, acrylic nails, absolutely no idea. But my parents always wanted me to join the entertainment industry. So my dad and mom, they filled up the form. I was in my hostel, I get a call and my dad's asking me, okay, what's your height exactly? What's your weight? I was like, Dad, Mom, what are you doing? Like, oh, we're filling up the form. I think you should be a Miss India. And like, what in the wildest dream made you think I could be a Miss India? I mean, I can do march past, left, right, I can be like a parade commander. I have no idea how to wear heels and strut the ramp.
But he was like, no, no, you'll do it. It's a great platform to represent your country. It's a great platform to voice your choices. So that's when they filled up the form for me. I got rejected at the Miss India final auditions, Mumbai.
And she's giving me a dirty look for that. I don't know why.
Even I don't know why, but probably I had flaws back then. And I believe in working on my flaws. But I came back and I thought Miss Diva is a great opportunity for me to represent my country at an international platform. And here I am. I won the crown and I'm here. I'm very grateful for the Times of India organization and Yamaha Fascino and most importantly Lara Dutta for guiding me throughout my pageant and for just grooming me to be this. Who I am today, like sitting right here next to her. I'd never imagined that ever in my life. So I'm very, very grateful to be here. Thank you so much.
So very quickly to tell you, now that you've all heard Asha speak, during her year that she participated, it was 2015-14, Asha was eliminated in one of the pre-rounds. Do you know which round it was that she was eliminated in? Asha was eliminated in the communications round. And elimination meant she was out of the contest. She was not in the running anymore for the final. So right here, the point that I'm trying to make is the fact of what hard work and perseverance is, and the fact that if you face a little bit of a setback or failure in life, it doesn't mean that at some point of time, you're not going to stand on an international stage and be the first ever Indian to win a pageant that no one has ever won before from any part of this part of the world. So that is a huge achievement. We brought Asha back as a wildcard entry later in the contest after she was eliminated, and she went on to be one of our finalists that year. And that is an incredible achievement.
Wow, it's amazing, Asha. In fact, you know, at Miss Supranational, the organization, they keep calling her back. They call her beauty without makeup because they have seen all made-up beauties, you know, from other different countries. I shouldn't use that word made-up, but you know, it's individual choices. But when they see Asha, they see a real person, and that's amazing, commendable. Thank you. Thanks a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly call upon our last panelist and guest for the evening, who has made her presence here. She is the current title holder, the second runner-up at the Yamaha Fascino Miss Diva Pageant 2016, who will be passing on the crown to her successor. She has studied her master's degree in English literature. She was a training sub-editor at the Shillong Times. She represented the northeast region of India, and that is an immense, immense joy that she actually won, you know, one of the crowns last year. You know, usually northeast as a section is something that we need to kind of encourage as Indians as well, because they are beautiful. Aren't they beautiful? Yes. I can't hear you. Yes. Absolutely, and she is a true representation of that section, and we are extremely proud of her being the true Indian that she is out here. And let's welcome her. Let's welcome Aradhana Burugahain. Burugohain. All right, can we give it up?